Hello, I'm Regina Rowland, and I am introducing you to SDG 7, Affordable and Clean Energy. The main goal for this SDG is to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy. Let's get clear about some terminology here. What is clean energy? It comes from renewable, zero-emission sources that do not pollute the atmosphere when used, as well as energy saved by energy efficiency measures. What is then renewable energy? It is generated from sources that are constantly being replenished. So for instance, wind, solar, hydroelectric, tidal, or geothermal. And what is green energy? It is derived from natural sources. Most green energy sources are also renewable, but not all renewable energy sources are seen as being green. So therefore, we can see that green energy would be the standard, to the preferable standard. The global energy mix lets us see the development as it is projected between 2018 and 2040. And we can see that the growth of the alternative methods for energy production will be increasing, and the opportunities will be there to do so. We can also see, however, that some of the traditional ways of producing energy like oil or natural gas will also be increasing, but maybe at a lesser rate. So that is good news, and certainly there could be improvement in this way of thinking and doing. There are 3 targets and 2 measures in this SDG that will help us to think about contributions. And the report 2020 shows us the status quo of affordable and clean energy on a global level. The European statistics will allow us again to see different aspects of this SDG in comparison to different countries of the EU. And when we look at Austria, we can see that we are moving in the right direction in many of the issues. We actually are one of the 4 front runners in terms of renewable energy sources. We almost have double the rate than the average in Europe. But we have higher consumption that we would like. So what are other issues? So we want to further expand renewable energy supply. We want to reduce the energy consumption through more energy efficiency. And we want and need to improve and maintain the infrastructure to maintain high standards. What could organizations do? So as with all these SDGs, we think here about first the core purpose of the organization that we're looking at, then the internal and external stakeholders involved, how this SDG impacts the organization, and then what challenges or costs emerge on the one hand, as well as opportunities and benefits that arise at the same time. When we have all that clear in our heads, we can then design and think about contributions that different types of organizations could make. So let's look at educational institutions. In terms of SDG 7, the task lies in role modeling, researching and teaching about the potential of the energy transition and how to achieve it, as well as raising awareness about its need and process. An example for an inward action might be to invest in research projects to gain more expertise on the topic, to adjust curriculum, to cover new trends and topics related to energy. An outward action could be to encourage students to become active participants in the energy transition in their own communities and homes, and or to collaborate with other institutions to raise awareness about the need for the energy transition and what it means exactly. Municipalities have the task for making clean, green, and renewable energy more understandable and accessible for its citizens, and nudging them towards efficient, more efficient energy use, as well as maintaining high-quality infrastructure and expanding renewable energy options in town. An example of an inward action. could be to set internal green and efficient energy policies, to train staff accordingly, and to communicate the efforts and results to the public. Also, of course, to invest in updating infrastructure to not waste energy and ease the energy transition. An outward action could be to engage citizens in participating in the energy transition and or to cooperate with industry on long-term approaches to energy efficiency. Corporations or other types of organizations, their task is to accelerate the transition to an affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy system by investing in green energy resources, technologies, and infrastructure, and in prioritizing energy-efficient practices in their own organization. An inward action could be to analyze how these actions can lead to business advantages and adapt them accordingly, or to set short and long-term clean and efficient energy goals and adopt actions towards them. An outward action could be to manage a green energy supply chain or to partner with organizations that can amplify your own green energy actions. Then the deck takes you to an activity where you think about your own organization or another organization of your choice, going through the same kind of reflection questions in designing potential contributions that they could make. And then to evaluate and test your own designs in terms of a balance between costs and benefits of your proposed actions, and to also test it for coherence between inward and outward actions. Then it takes you to some reflection questions to think about your learning in this set and to further information, as well as to the SDG journey, where we invite you again to observe your own environment, your own individual level of energy usage, check your actions, try to investigate where energy that you use comes from, and on the community level to look for changes that you notice in your neighborhood concerning the energy transition. And also, we invite you to talk to your friends and family and neighbors to see what they know about the topic, and in your workplace, of course. This was it for SDG 7. I'll see you in another SDG deck. Thank you.